Good morning everyone and welcome back to Theme Park Parents. School holidays are finally over and we're going to start heading back to a few theme parks this autumn.
Guess where we are.
Starting today with Paulton's Park, home of the one and only Peppa Pig world.
Yay!
There's 7 roller coasters here, all of which have a tiny height restriction, so almost both kids can go on every single ride here. We first came here in 2023 and it was a really good park. We really liked it and we've been dying to get back here for a couple of years, so finally back today. Kids are both tall enough to get virtually on everything, and as they've had a bit of experience now with various roller coasters, hoping that they get on everything, to be fair.
Yeah, last time we were here, Rowan was a little bit more cautious than he is now.
Yeah.
He only managed to go on one of the roller coasters along with all the rides in Peppa Pig
Yeah,
World.
he was just scraping that 0.9 metre margin as well. Eloise was a metre,
yeah,
but
and
again...
he didn't want to be measured either, so that made it difficult. But side note, they are really good with, if you go to guest services, they will measure your child, and if they meet that 0.9 metre restriction, they'll give the child a wristband so they don't need to be measured at the ride.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy with the metal bar that
No,
he
he
used.
didn't like it.
Yeah. Park hours today, 10 till 5:30. We're down here for 2 days because this is quite a drive from us. We thought we'd make it worthwhile. Paid £423 because we're staying over at the Bartley Lodge, which is about a 10-minute drive from here. It's partnered
about
with,
it.
Yeah, it looks like a really nice place.
Posh.
So £423 includes the accommodation and then a 2-day family ticket as well. What I love about this park is there's no fast track tickets and free parking as well. So they have really efficient operations.
You won't get free parking at a Merlin park.
No. Generally low queues here, really good operations, really family friendly atmosphere. So can't wait to get started.
Last time we were here, we got caught in the rain. It was quite drizzly when we were here last time, so we ended up getting soaked on some of the rides. So meant to be a little bit drizzly tomorrow, but today's meant to be lovely. So we're going to try and make the most of the sun today, and then tomorrow I think we're going to hit some of the shows and stuff.
Yeah, because we've got 2 days
we
here, we
didn't
can get
get to see the
everything
shows
done.
last time.
The last time we came down here was part of a holiday down in Bournemouth, so we only spent the day here. But 2 days here, should be able to get everything done, a few re-rides. So yeah, come along with us as we explore Paulton's Park.
And Peppa Pig World.
Time now is about 9:30. We got down here a little bit early just to account for any traffic. We actually stayed last night in the Fleet M3 services, as it's about a 2.5 hour drive down here. We didn't want to wake up so early, so we stayed one night in a hotel, and that's about 45 minutes from here. Just splits up the journey a bit so we didn't have such a long drive first thing on the Saturday morning. Today is Saturday, 6th of September, and we're expecting crowds to be relatively high as it is a Saturday and the weather's nice. This is also the last operating weekend for Cobra and Magma, the 2 rides that will be shut, one of which is heavily rumoured to be closing and being relocated to Creeley, and that's Magma at the Drop Tower. And then Cobra will be shutting for the rest of the 2025 season to undergo a massive refurb for the new Vikings area, which is opening in 2026. So we'll get to experience that as Cobra today, and when we head down here next year, it'll be Raven. We'll give you a quick construction update later on when we head over to that area and see how progress is being made. Saw a photo last night that the first pieces of track have been placed onto the supports in the station. So that's obviously coming along quickly, and I can't wait to get on that. So we'll talk about that a bit later on in the video. But yeah, 9:30 now, got about half an hour till park open. They let a few people through, so we'll get through, we'll have a wander around, and then we'll probably head over to the Lost Kingdom first thing. Just come through the ticket turnstiles and we thought we'd have a quick wander around the gift shop, which is absolutely humongous. Don't tell me you're having more fun than the kids. Oh, is that a dinosaur?
Yeah. In real life. No, it's
Yeah, last time we came here, we said to the children they can get 1 toy each, and they just could not decide because there was that much stuff here. It took them about an hour to decide, and we're expecting a similar situation later on if we decide to buy them anything. It is just huge in here. It really is massive. Just going to have a quick wander through the gardens here before the park opens. The holding over... Yeah, maybe. holding area over there is for the Lost Kingdom, which is where we are going to head first. But while we've got this all open, we may as well make the most of it and have a bit of a wander. They've also got a few shows here which we're going to check out over the weekend. They've got the penguins and they've got the meerkats as well. Like I said in the introduction, we're going to save most of the shows for tomorrow probably, when it's a bit more drizzly and wet, and do some of the indoor things as well. Also, brand new for this year, we are going to check out the Ghostly Manor Vekoma dark ride, which has just opened. One of the best dark rides in the UK. Can't wait to check it out. Holly, when Alton Towers, Curse at Alton Towers was Jewel, you preferred that, didn't you?
I love Jill.
Yeah, Holly's a bit scared of Curse now because she doesn't like frightening scenes.
Right. I'm okay with scary things. I watch horror films. Jump scares, absolutely not.
Yeah, not a massive fan, but
Sometimes it's the sound effects. I'm a very jumpy person. Yeah, I'm terrified of most things.
Well-
Oh my god, look at the birds!
as Paulton's is a family park, we're not expecting the Ghostly Manor to be too much of a scary ride. But I'm expecting to do poorly on it, as I can never get the hang of those shooter games particularly well. I never do any good. We've done Buzz Lightyear Shooter, we've done the Street Mission, we've done a couple of rides at Legoland Windsor, and every single time I lose against even the kids.
I'm good at the shooting games.
I know you are, you always beat me. Not today though. Ghostly Manor, you'll be covering your face because you're too scared.
I'll win.
Yeah.
Even with my eyes closed.
It's sweet. When it's walking, Mummy.
Look, can you see that one just standing on one leg over there? That's how they like to stand. Just
Look at this kid on. Is there a little playground? Mummy, it's
Right, gates have just opened and we are going to start our day off on Velociraptor, the park's family Vekoma boomerang and one of only two in the country. Eloise's favourite ride at the minute is Accelerator, so I'm hoping and guessing she's going to absolutely love this. We don't want to start off with something too intense like Flight of the Pterosaur or Storm Chaser. We just want to ease them in, so we're going to start off with a nice tame ride on Velociraptor.
Mama, cover your ears.
And now we go down very, very fast. Are you ready?
Robin didn't like that.
Yeah, surprising, because we went to Drayton Manor back in June.
Yeah,
he went on
really-
Accelerator and
yeah, he
absolutely
really
loved
loved
that.
it, yeah.
Eloise loved it as we thought she should, or she would, but yeah, Ron wasn't too keen on that, so maybe he needs a bit more easing in.
He wants to go back on Dino Chase.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to take him back on Dino Chase. Do you want to take Eloise back on Velociraptor?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah, but to be fair, those coasters are really good. They're great first family thrills. They're good for all age ranges, from young children all the way up to adults, to be fair. Eloise first got on one of these when she was 3, because she's quite a tall child.
She's tall.
She's lanky. She met the height restriction, and she went on one of these when she was 3, and I just find it insane. So they're really good family coasters, to be fair, and I think most parks should have one. Yeah, so I'm going to go back on Dino Chase now.
I'm going back on Velociraptor.
Yeah, we did actually start off with Dino Chase just because we came the wrong way round. We actually came to the exit of Velociraptor. Can't remember the park layout, so we did start with Dino Chase, so I'm going to head back on that now. Yeah?
Leave his head on the side.
It's not particularly... That there was Dino Chase, one of 2 Zero Tivolis here in the park, the other one being Caterpillar, over on the other side of the park, which we will get to later. This is the smaller of the 2, it does 3 laps, so you get a fairly worthwhile ride out of it. Perfect for my first coasters for little ones, but generally not too much thrill factor for any adults or older children. Opened back in 2000, used to be known as the Flying Frog before the retheme of this area to the Lost Kingdom. We're going to head over now to Cobra, the 2006 Gerstlauer bobsled coaster for our rides. Eloise is tall enough to get on this, but Rowan is just a little bit short, so me and Holly are going to take our turns. And what you see here in front of you is the brand new 2026 Vikings area. Well under construction now. I can't wait to get on this next year. Gerstlauer Eurofighter. Well, me and Eloise just had a ride on Cobra there. They weren't happy with me bringing the GoPro on, so I wasn't able to get a POV. However, we'll try again tomorrow. There might be a different ride operator. Their on-ride filming policy is it's not in their T's and C's. I emailed the park beforehand. They said they're quite happy with chest mount GoPros, but I forgot to bring it. So I've only got the wrist mount, and they weren't quite happy with me bringing that on. Nevertheless, we had a decent ride on there. Quite whippy, obviously tight corners, being a sort of bobsled themed coaster, decent speed, quite a bit of air time on those last few hills. Eloise really enjoyed it, but she didn't want to go on it again because she really wants to get on Flight of the Pterosaur, so we're going to head over that way after Holly's had her ride on the bobsled.
The sun is in my eyes.
What were your thoughts on Cobra?
I've hurt my knee.
Yeah, it's got very sharp bends, that one.
Yeah, I have a graze on my knee, but that was really good. So Eloise didn't want to go on it again after she went on with Dad, but I went on it by myself. Well, not by myself, I sat with another group of 3, and it was really enjoyable, really fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that last drop where you go underneath.
Yeah, it's got some great airtime moments right towards the end.
Yeah.
We're going to head over to Sky Swinging now because Rowan really wants to get on that, and then we'll probably head over to Flight of the Pterosaur, as Eloise has been begging to get on it, bless her.
Which is strange.
This is Rowan's favourite flat ride, and we have to go on one any time there's one in the park. They do get a bit repetitive, but for the sake of the children, of course, we'll get on it. They're sitting just 2 rows back, if you can see. Well, that was our ride on the Sky Swing. They could definitely do with a second member of staff on there, because they've got segregated queue lines for the double and the single riders. They let all the doubles in first, and then they let all the singles. So they got to do 2 separate sets of checks. So it did take quite a while to get round. We've just joined the queue now for Flight of the Pterosaur, as Eloise has been dying to get on this. This is the 2016 Vekoma family suspended coaster. Rowan's going to join the queue with us, but he probably won't want to go on, as this might be a little bit too intense for him. We're going to ask at the turnstile if they could do a parent swap for us though, so we'll have a chance to go on each. Right, so me and Holly have just had our rides on the Flight of the Pterosaur with Eloise. She absolutely loved it, we knew she would. We couldn't persuade Rowan to get on, so what we were able to do is a parent swap. We both waited in the same air gate, and then one train after another we swapped Rowan over, and we both had a ride with Eloise. Really fun coaster, quite intense at the front as well. You get some good positive G's on the helixes. Quite fun indeed, and good speed off the first drop as well. Unfortunately, they didn't allow the wrist-mounted GoPro, and I'm really gutted that I forgot the chest-mounted one, to be fair. I would have loved to have brought you a POV from that. Nevertheless, awesome ride, and a lesson learned for future vlogs. Well, we just had a nice tame ride there on Boulder Dash. These carts are free swinging, so depending on where you sit, depends on how much you're going to spin around. With me and Holly at the back and the kids at the front, we did get quite a lot of swinging on that. Pretty fun, that. This is something that Rowan loves. He didn't quite like the roller coasters, so he likes the more gentle rides. Well, the weather is absolutely gorgeous today, so it's time for a water ride. We've come over to Splash Lagoon for our first ever experience on this. This was not open the last time we came here, so there was a different log flume which has now been completely removed, and this is now the park's only true water ride in which you actually get wet. I'm guessing I'll be with Eloise again, and Holly will probably go with Rowan. Advertised on a 20-minute wait. Here we go on Splash Lagoon. We're coming right under a drip from the lift hill. Ah, lovely. Ah. Alright, under the fountains now. I've got Eloise, as per normal, and Holly has Rowan. Oh, got a nice bit of spray from these. Lovely. Ah.
And
behind us. Look at the dinosaur. Alright, up the hill we go.
Yeah. This is a little high.
It is a little one. Who's that? Can you see it? See Rowan! Rowan! We might get them wet with our splash, we'll see.
That was so
Did you get wet?
Yeah, I got soaked.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit on the legs, didn't we?
I've got soaked. The man got soaked.
Oh yeah, that's fine. And that there was Splash Lagoon, the park's only water ride. Didn't get too wet, got a little bit on the legs. Rowan is sad because we lied to him, we told him we wouldn't get wet.
I mean, I got more wet than he did.
Yeah, bless him. Just having a quick walk through the gardens now before we head over to the other side of the park, and we'll probably start off with the Caterpillar roller coaster, as we know both of them absolutely love that one.
What did you say, Rowan?
I'm sad because of the splash.
You were sad because of the splash.
He said no more splashes. Right, time for a ride now on Caterpillar, the park's 2000 Tivoli coaster. Both of the kids got on this last time and absolutely loved it, so we can be sure they're going to love it again this time. Really long train, 2 laps round. Very loud though, as per is the case with most older Zero coasters. Is he liking it? And that there was the Caterpillar coaster, opened back in the year 2000. Quite a fun little family coaster. Sitting towards the back, you do get some quite good whippy transitions and a little bit of airtime just at the top of the drop there. If you heard any screaming in the POV, there was a tiny girl behind us, bless her. It must have been one of her first roller coasters. She was not having a good time, but she made it. Eloise's first time on a roller coaster was just full of tears, so it can only get better really.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I think it's time for some lunch. We're having a really good day here. We've done 5 now of the 7 coasters here. We've done a load of rides this morning with low queues all around really. That's what I like about Paulton's, it's just so efficient. Yeah, a little bit breezy. We're going to go find somewhere for lunch now, and then we'll hit the back end of the park after lunch with Peppa Pig World and Tornado Springs.
Yay.
Right, well we just had lunch there at the Route 83 diner. Cost £32 for 3 meals and 4 drinks. Holly doesn't like to eat too heavy on these theme park trips, and she's just gone for a ride now on Cyclinator, the park's Zamperla Discovery. We'll both take it in turns, having a ride on this while the kids play in the park behind us. There's loads of these play areas around the park, so it's great for small kids. But Holly's always a massive fan of these gyro swing type rides, and to be fair, so am I. I know we've both not experienced this one yet.
Yeah, we did that yesterday, didn't we?
Here she comes. How was it?
I feel a bit windswept. I actually probably maybe shouldn't have gone on that straight after eating. I feel a bit sick.
Yeah, maybe not the best idea. How did it compare to Maelstrom? Better or worse?
Better.
Really?
Yeah, I like
Yeah?
that.
Ah. You will love the one opening at Blackpool Pleasure Beach next year then. WW.
Which was the one, what was it called at,
Great Yarmouth.
yeah, the one upside down.
Apocalypto?
Yeah,
No,
I like that
maybe
one.
something
I
like
one. That was probably my favourite.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that obviously Maelstrom's bigger, but that was good.
Yes,
I
right.
feel sick.
Right, time for another small family coaster now, and we are on Farmyard Fly, a small zero coaster which opened back in 2022, and this was Rowan's first ever roller coaster actually.
He absolutely loved it.
He just scraped the 0.9 metre height restriction back then, but he's well over it now, and obviously so is Eloise. So we'll take a nice ride on this fairly tame coaster. 15-minute wait, relatively well themed for such a small coaster, but all of Tornado Springs is, to be fair.
Weather forecast today has a 95% chance of tornadoes, so please listen carefully to the following instructions to ensure a safe and pleasant flight. Guests must be a minimum of 90 centimeters tall to ride. Children under 7.
Eloise and Holly have now gone for their ride on Storm Chaser. Rowan is not confident about going on this at all, so I've got him for the minute, and we're going to go on to the US Auto School, which is a small driving school for the little ones. Later on at the end of the day, when the queue's a bit smaller, I'll take Eloise on Storm Chaser to get my ride in as well. He wants to go on it.
He wants to go on it?
Yeah, so we're going
wow. Come on then.
How was it?
I'm underwhelmed.
Underwhelmed?
Underwhelmed. Yeah.
I don't want to
Okay, so initially Rowan didn't want to go on Storm Chaser, but then he went on the driving school while Holly and Eloise were on it, and he saw them on the ride as we were walking back. Suddenly changed his mind, so he wanted to go on it.
And he loved it.
Yeah,
he loved it.
That's the thing with Rowan, you just need to give him the push, and yeah, he absolutely loved it. He said he also wants to go on Flight of the Pterosaur as well, so we'll have to get him on that later on as well.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on the coaster anyway? I thought it was quite intense.
I was a little bit underwhelmed. I was expecting more spinning.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the weight of the car.
But it was still fun.
Yeah.
So both went on driving school. I went on
yeah.
I went I went on Saturday whilst Dan went on the driving school again with Rowan.
Yeah.
And then when Dan and Rowan went on Storm Chaser, Eloise went on Buffalo Falls, and that was so much fun.
Really
we need
good,
to
yeah.
go on that game.
We'll do that next then, we'll do that next.
I think Eloise wants to head into Peppa Pig World, and the day's about the kids.
Yeah, of course, but I think Rowan will probably want to do that as well. Yeah, storm chase at the back to it. Quite fun, really good speed. A lot of force in the helix. It's actually there's a kind of a grey out moment right at the bottom when you reach the bigger speed. To be fair, I felt that. But Rowan absolutely loved it. So did Eloise. So I'm sure they'll both want to get on it later on. Possibly last thing before we go, but we'll have to do Flight of the Pterosaur as well. So Rowan can get on that.
I'm glad that he's like broken himself in and is happy to go on some of the bigger rides now because we knew he'd love them.
Yeah,
he was just a bit
he's just always
about
cautious.
going on them.
Yeah, so I think we will head over into Peppa Pig now. The kids have been dying to get there, so I guess we'll do a few of the tame, relaxing rides and we'll recover before we hit a few things last before the park closes tonight. So Holly's taken Rowan on George's Dinosaur Adventure, which is like a horse ride. We've got a similar thing at Drayton Manor. Eloise is 1.1, which means she has to go on that by herself, which she's not confident with. So me and her have decided to go for a nice relaxing train ride on Grandpa Pig's train. Everything in Peppa Pig World is roughly between a 20 and 30 minute wait. It's incredibly popular down here, but you can see why, because the whole area is just done so well. They've got so many attractions here, it's well themed. You've got the Peppa Pig music, you've got games, restaurants. It's just a brilliant themed land. And when it opened back in 2011, it more or less doubled the park's attendance. So it really put Paulton's on the map, to be fair, and it's just been uphill from there. Another gentle ride, this time it's Grandpa Pig's boat trip. Having the time of my life. And I think Holly is still queuing for the dinosaur adventure. We've just come for one more ride in Peppa Pig Land before we go over to the back of the park for Rowan to get his ride on Flight of the Pterosaur.
Now that Rowan finally wants to go on it.
Yeah. Feet are hurting a bit, so we've got about an hour till park close. We should be able to get what we want in. We're going to finish the day with Ghostly Manor, the new for 2025 dark ride. It's on a 20-minute wait, it's quite popular, so we'll probably finish the day with that.
Sun is in my eyes.
Yeah, it's a bit sunny.
Make the most of it before the rain tomorrow.
Just wanted to take this opportunity to talk about some of the upcoming trips we've got over September and October. At the end of this month, me and Holly are going down to Thorpe Park for Holly's first visit of the year, my second one. And the main reason we're doing that is because it's a weekday visit, so we're going to get a load of rides on Hyperia. Obviously we'll do the other coasters and rides in the park as well, but it'd just be nice to get a chance to have a go at a quiet Thorpe Park. Holly's only done Hyperia twice, and I've done it 6 times, so it'd be nice to get a few more laps on our UK number 1. Sorry, it might not be UK, Holly's the UK number 1, she loves the smiler too much.
Okay.
The week after that, we're going down to Chessington World of Adventures, and that will be Holly's first ever visit to that
I've
park.
never been there.
Yeah, it's not a massively thrilling park, but I'd like Holly to experience what coasters they do have. Mandrill Mayhem's quite a good one, so I reckon she'll enjoy that. After that, we've got Alton Towers Fright Nights, midway through
You keep telling
October.
me these roller coasters that I'm going to enjoy, but after Poland, I don't take your recommendations lightly.
Okay, well, after that we've got Alton Towers midway through October for Scarefest or Fright Nights, whichever one it is. And then to finish off October, we are going to probably my most anticipated park of the year, Phantasialand, down in Cologne, Germany. Cannot wait to get to that park. Honestly, it's going to be great. And we're taking our theme park pet Ruben back to that. Right, it's time to get over to Flight of the Pterosaur.
Warning, the train barriers are about to operate. Keep clear of the yellow hatched area. Warning, the train barriers are about to operate. Keep clear of the yellow hatched area. Warning, the train barriers are about to operate. Keep clear of the yellow hatched area. Warning, the train barriers are about to operate. Keep clear of the yellow hatched area. Warning, the train barriers are about to operate.
Right, we're going to head back over to the other side of the park now for Rowan's ride on Flight of the Pterosaur. We're also going to try and see if Eloise wants to get on Magma, the powered drop tower. It's, I've been on one of those. It's similar to Croc Drop at Chessington. It's not exactly as forceful as something like Detonator or the Jolly Roger at Pleasurewood Hills, but it gives, you know, some sort of half decent flow to air time, and you get some good views, especially if it spins as well. So we'll have a wander over there now, and we'll also give you a quick construction update regarding Land of the Vikings.
That was successful. Rowan absolutely loved Flight of the Pterosaur.
He said he was flying like an aeroplane, bless him. we got front row as well, so that was really
Yeah, he absolutely loved that. So that's him. He's broken in. We can go on all of the rides and all of the roller coasters tomorrow. Yep. No problems at all.
We're going to head over to Magma now. Hopefully Eloise wants to go on that because she said she did this morning. And it's a fun drop tower. And we've got 40 minutes left till park close. We're going to do that. Might have time for one more ride on Flight of the Pterosaur, and then we're going to hopefully finish with Ghostly Manor.
So is it the same here as long as you're in the queue line before park closes?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, we'll see how the scary ride is. Send help.
Yeah, just watch it, Eloise, and see if you want to go on it after that, okay? You don't want to?
I want to.
I know you do. You're just a little bit little. So, Eloise has decided she didn't want to go on Magma. She doesn't like the look of it. So Holly's not decided to go on it either. We'll probably use this extra time to get another ride or so on Flight of the Pterosaur before we finish. While we're over the side of the park though, I thought I'd give a quick construction update about the new Land of the Vikings, Valgard, open for 2026, and it's opening in May next year as well, so that'll be in time for our visit in September. This area is going to feature a art engineering swing along with a brand new Gerstlauer Eurofighter with a 1.2 metre height restriction, which should be good. This time next year, Eloise might be at that point where she'll be able to actually get on this. Obviously, here's the concept art, which we've all seen, which includes a re-theme of Cobra as well, Interwoven, with the brand new green supports. Tomorrow is the last operating day of Cobra and Magma and the Edge, because this is all being closed off for continued construction of this area. If you see here on the concept art, the first airtime hill, or the first inversion of this new Gerstlauer Eurofighter, which is called Draken, goes through the centre of the first helix of Cobra, so I can see why they need to shut it off. They're quite efficient with the construction, so we'll just have a look over the fence and take a look at how things are getting on. What you see here is the main station building for Draken, the new coaster in this area. I don't know if the camera can pick it out, but the station track has all been pretty much laid now. If you look over a bit more of the site, we've got a building here, I'm not quite sure what that's going to be for, and then we've got a majority of the footers for the coaster as well that have been put in. So they're making pretty quick progress, to be fair. I imagine during October and November they'll get a lot more deliveries of track, and we'll start to see this thing absolutely shoot up during the close season. Got some decent views from Cobra earlier and on Flight of the Pterosaur as well of this construction area, and we can sort of see the layout of the track by how the footers are laid. Really excited for this coaster. We've not had a new thrill coaster in the UK. We've not had a new coaster down at Paulton since Farmyard Flyer back in 2022, and this will be the first coaster at Paulton's with inversions as well. So it's an exciting time for Paulton's, really. Looking forward to getting on it next year.
Yeah, I thought this would use a ball.
It's good to mix this morning.
So,
What a shambles.
so me and Eloise finished the day with a couple of back-to-back rides on Velociraptor. We got back row. We managed to stay on just for 2 laps. While we were doing that, Holly was in the queue for Flight of the Pterosaur with Rowan, and an incident happened, which she can describe.
So I joined the queue. In front of me there was.
That's a lot of bumpy.
Is it? It's a bumpy slide. So in front of me there was 2 women, and then a woman and her son, and then in front there was like 3 younger boys. Their sister joined them. She queue jumped, she joined them, but I didn't mind because they had rows of 2, and that would have made it before. It wouldn't have prolonged us getting on the ride at all. People joined behind me, and then slowly the rest of their families started trickling in. The mum joined with, in total, a further 3 children. So it went from 3 boys to another 3 children, another child, and an adult. Which obviously it would have prolonged us getting on the ride, and it's just not fair on anyone else and people who had been queuing. They stood there. One of the women that were in front said something to them, and then the parent that had joined them, her sister was further back in the queue and asked her to come forward and join. So the women that were in front of me said, no, absolutely not, it's not fair, everyone needs to queue, you can't just join the queue when you feel like
You
it.
bumped to my bum.
You bumped
Okay.
your bum.
Carry on playing, Robo.
And because obviously there was allegations of queue jumping, that stopped all ride operation. So there was a bit of drama. We did end up waiting like an additional 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, they just weren't letting anyone
Yeah,
on,
they
were
weren't letting anyone further. So one of the ride operators came forward because they heard like the commotion, all of the shouting, and she kept pointing, like the woman who queue jumped kept pointing at me, saying that she came in, like she was there before me, and I was like, no, you walked past me, like you stepped past me, and she was like, no, my family are in the queue, and I said, and my family, because at this point Dan and Eloise had actually joined the queue right at the back.
Yeah, we
And
figured we weren't
yeah.
going to make Ghostly Manor at this point,
No.
so we just came in for another flight and we got last ride
Yeah,
of the day.
so I said, no, my family are at the back of the queue, queuing up like everyone else. If I was going to do what you were going to do, then I would have called them forward, but I haven't because it's not fair. But yeah, they wouldn't let, the ride operator said that it needed to be resolved by a manager because they weren't getting anywhere, and there was lots of shouting, there was swearing, it was all drama.
So hats off to Paultons for being straight on queue jumping, because there's nothing worse at a park. You bumped your bum again.
Don't go on that slide again if you keep hurting yourself.
There's nothing worse at a park than queue jumpers. It annoys everyone,
Yeah.
especially us.
Yeah.
We like to queue, we're British.
Yeah, so then the manager came along and he basically said, look, it needs to be resolved before anyone goes on the ride. So in front of the family that queue jumped, there was another family, and people in the queue were getting really frustrated because at this point it had been held up for about maybe 7 or 8 minutes at this point. Then they said that if nobody owned up to the queue jump, they would have to watch the CCTV. So they went away, that took about 5-6 minutes. They watched the CCTV and they came back and said, right, the 3 boys that had been queuing were allowed to ride, but everyone else who queue jumped would have to go to the back of the queue. They were still arguing and shouting because their sister was further back in the queue, and he said, no, you need to go to the back of the queue and wait your turn like everyone else. But yeah, eventually they did step to the side. The 3 younger boys who had been queuing like everyone else went through on the same ride as us, and after all of that, the woman who caused all the commotion with the queue jumping, she couldn't even go on because her children weren't old or tall enough. So it was kind of all for nothing, and prevented people from getting on the ride. Because when we joined, there was definitely time to get on the ride and have another one. So people behind were pretty frustrated, and it's not fair. Queue guys, we're British, we know how to queue.
Anyway, we're going to have to leave Ghostly Manor 2 tomorrow. That concludes day 1. Our day isn't quite over yet because we're going to be driving over to Bartley Lodge, which is our accommodation for the night. and then we're going to give you a quick tour of the room, and then we'll end this day 1 vlog here, and then we'll come back tomorrow for a day 2 vlog. We've got a load of attractions we want to try tomorrow, which we didn't get a chance to do today. There is so much here. Eloise and Rona just wanted to get back on their favourites, so we'll have a couple of re-rides tomorrow, and we'll get on all of the things that we didn't manage to do. But that is it for the theme park section of the vlog. Time now is about 20 to 6, so the park has been closed for about 10 minutes. As I said, we got last ride of the day on Flight of the Pterosaur, and we got back row, which is where Eloise wanted to be. Have to say, I prefer the front row actually. I think it was a bit more intense there. Was a little bit of a letdown at the back. Obviously, we just recently experienced RMF Dragon over in Energylandia, which is another Vekoma family suspender coaster, which is a bit more intense, but still really fun coasters, really smooth. They've got nice broad elements. There's nothing too whippy or jaggedy, and yeah, just a good amount of fun. So, we'll join you when we arrive at our accommodation tonight, which is Bartley Lodge, about a 10-minute drive from here. And right outside Paulton's Park is a Wacky Warehouse Hungry Horse pub. Just down the road there's also McDonald's and a services, so there's plenty of eating establishments around, so we're going to stop here, let the kids play in the soft play for a bit, grab a meal, a drink, and then we'll head over to Bartley Lodge.
And there's lots of acorns.
Uh-huh.
When picnics and that one, make me do lots of
Well, this room is absolutely huge, and the place is beautiful. So, as Dan has said, we are staying in Bartley Lodge Hotel tonight. There is a fly.
Yeah, it keeps coming up in camera.
So we're staying in Bartley Lodge Hotel, which was recommended to us by... We are staying in Bartley Lodge Hotel tonight, which was recommended to us by Paulton's on the website. Was that how you booked it? So for a 2-day family ticket plus 1 night stay at Bartley Lodge Hotel, it was £430. I did have a look on booking.com through the day, and to stay here for 1 night is £229 for a family room, which sleeps 4. I don't even know where to start. So this is the hallway, which is bougie, big, bright. The carpet says it all. The kids have their own area, so it's a choice between a double sofa bed or bunk beds. We got bunk beds. The kids are already showered and tucked away in their beds with their tablets for the evening. Our bathroom, which toilet, rain shower. Again, the kids have already had showers, so it's a little bit soggy in here. And ta-da! Absolutely beautiful, and shows up how my makeup has not worn very well through the day. So we are turning that off. We've got a nice little dressing area over here. And you get a little tea station with complimentary teas and coffees with milk, sugar, all of the rest of it. The bed. As soon as we came in and saw the size of this bed, I don't think the camera does it justice as to how big this is. I think it's a Super King.
It's not just 2 singles strapped together.
Which is a Super King, I think.
2 full-size singles.
Yeah, 2 full-size singles together is a Super King. But you sink straight into it. Oh, I'm just going to stay here now. Give you a chance to cut it. So, included in the price of the hotel stay is breakfast. We had a word with them downstairs, and they said that it's buffet style continental, and that actually things like your smoked salmon, your cheeses, your cured meats, croissants, toast, things like that. But they do have a cooked breakfast, which is made to order. So you just give them your order and they'll make it for you, but it is still free because it's included in the price. As we were being shown up to our room, we passed through 2 separate lounges which open for us to use. In one of the lounges they had board games, toys, colouring, stuff for the kids to do. It's pet friendly here, which surprises me with how posh it seems. And also, as we were walking up to the room, the smell of the food from the dining room was insane. It just smelled so delicious. So I'm actually very, very excited for breakfast. The pressure of the water, I know this is something minor, but for us it's a major. The pressure of the water is brilliant. So we are going to be jumping straight in that rain shower and enjoying it, because the water pressure at home for us is not great.
So that is a nice little tour of the room we're staying in here at Bartley Lodge. And we're going to conclude this day one vlog now, so we can get showered and get a good night's sleep.
Good night's sleep, ready to do it all over again tomorrow, yeah.
Get on all the attractions that we missed today. We're going to be leaving slightly earlier than we did today. Tomorrow we'll be probably setting off about 3 or 4 o'clock to get back for evening time. So Eloise and
2.5 hour drive, and the kids have got school on Monday
They
morning.
do, yes.
So
with that, we shall leave you with...
we hope you enjoyed the ride, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.